Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lumio Palooza 2026. My name is Hang Lee, and I am one of Smart's Education Solutions consultant. And today we're going to be learning with Roshni, who is a special education teacher from Fort Bend ISD here in Texas. So, in the chat, if you would like to share where you're joining from, that way we can see where all of our attendees are coming from. We'd love to hear what you're looking forward to in this session. And if you would also like to share what has resonated with you from other sessions, that'd be great as well. Lumia Palooza is a free global professional learning event led by educators around the world. This session is being recorded, and you'll receive our recordings via email early next week. So you're also going to be receiving some links in the chat towards the end of the session, which includes a survey link for your certificate that you're going to receive at the very end. We'd also love for you to become a student for a few minutes, so please join the Lumio lesson using lumioclass.com. And the code for this session will pop it on the screen, and it's going to be in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions throughout the session, and we'll make sure that we get them answered for you. We'll also take the time at the end of the session to share our experience on social media. So during the session, if you are seeing something you like, please feel free to snap a screenshot so that you can share it on your socials with the hashtag LumioPalooza2026 and hashtag GoLumio. So now I'm going to hand it over to Roshni, who's going to be presenting today on designing adaptable lessons with AI in Lumio.
Hi, and welcome to the session. With AI, you can actually, in the lesson plan, you can actually create a new lesson plan and you can stay on the same topic. And you just have to give it a few prompts. If you want to design something different from your grade level, but it's still you use the same guidelines and the curriculum. And that's what actually I did for some of my lesson planning because I wanted something different, but to stay on the same topic. So okay, so here's my information. So I'm a special education teacher. I have a personal email account here and also the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And so this is going to be a little agenda. So it's going to be a little activity about AI in beta channel. It's like a response or shout out. And then a short introduction of AI lesson plan and some lesson examples from math. So using AI lesson planner, you don't need Lumio beta in AI. So if you don't have the Lumio, the beta channel on, the AI lesson plan is in the library and it will generate the lesson, but it won't be in the edit mode. So you won't have the AI assist to add a page in the edit mode when you're doing a lesson. So if you want to turn on the beta channel, this is how you do it. You're going to go over to your profile, click on your account and the picture icon. And then you are going to click on turn on beta channel. So turn on Lumio beta. That's what you are going to do. Join Lumio beta. And you just save it, and that's all you do. It's a good thing to have Lumio beta because all the new features and enhancements that come out in Lumio, you'll have the access to them as soon as they come out, and you can give your feedback on them too. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so I'm going to go over 2 lesson plans that I did. One was just putting the prompt in the AI lesson plan, and the next other one was the one that I edited. So you can see the difference, and then I have some prompts, and you can design your own lesson. So this is about the coin bar graphs that I did. And so if I just put the prompts and up there, this is what I'll have. It will always have an activity like shout it out, and then an exploration activity. So about the coins, I did it for first grade when they were doing coins, and I wanted to use the coins later on to make the bar graphs. So they're reviewing the coins and they still are doing the graphs. So it uses these four principles of applying, exploring, and I'm going to show what I'm going to model the activity so you can see how it's different when you generate the lesson plan. So Lumio doesn't give you the picture in these activities, it gives you the words. So that's what happens when you use the lesson plan. It will give you these to fill in the blanks. I've done them on the smart board and also then on the iPads with my students. So, and gives you review questions, little prompts that you can use. And an exit ticket is always going to be there. So these are the features. So this is just an unedited version. An optional challenge. These are the parts of the AI lesson plan. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is the one that I edited. Like I added some of the pages from the other Lumio pages, the lessons I had, and from the Lumio library. And I wanted my students to review the coins before we go into the lesson with the tally marks. So this is what I did. So I edited the activity they had, and I actually added the coins, and I added the images of the coins. So in this one, I kind of left it as it is, but I wanted them to be able to read. So this, I didn't really change much in this one. This one I added. I wanted them to review the value, so I added the coins, I added this one. I added all these different activities in the coins for the coins sorting, and then these are the tally marks as the lesson. This is the edited version. I kind of looked at what I needed and I kind of left it there. The things that I liked from the prompts. So these are some of the prompts, how that they can tally marks help us count things in groups of 5, and coins are fun way. And how do you make a tally mark? That's how it was telling. So I had the students make the tally marks on the board. Then this is edited version. So I did this lesson from the coins lesson and added the bar and the lines from the objects and so forth. So I had them do this on their desk and I asked them the question and they showed me the tally marks and so forth. So this is an activity I did with them on the smart board, and then also they also did it on their iPads. This is and then this is I kind of like left this as it was. In Birds, I read through that when they did on there, and then this one, I was reading through all of that. And this is the one that they did on the smart board. I asked them to make the tally marks. And there was an exit ticket. So this is what I did. They made tally marks for 6 pennies. So it gives you all these little prompts. Okay, so now we are going to head into the writing prompts. So these are some of the tips for good prompts. And the prompt should be very specific, and a good prompt usually has the following parts. Grade labels, always write the grade label, your goal, context, audience, expectations. So how you want the students to learn. So grade level, you need always in the grade level, which grade is for. So you are going to actually um, say that. So you're going to always tell the grade level, what is the goal. That's what your objective is, the topic you are working on, or the topic you want the students to learn. And then the audience, that's your audience if you're a special ed student. So if you have the ELLs or the ESL, so that's, and also your general education students that are on label, so you can add that can ask it. And then the expectation is how you want it to be, number of questions, examples, hands-on activities. So these are some of the prompts for the lesson plans. This is one of the prompts I used for my math lesson plans. And also there's one that I use for my second grade. So these are the prompts. For example, you can do on your own. Now I'm going to actually, so these are the prompts I'm going to use. And in the next slide, now you're going to go in your account, and you are going to click on the AI lesson and then enter the prompts for AI and grade level, and your state is standard, be specific. So I'm actually going to unshare this screen and go on my screen. I am going to start on the putting the prompt for the lesson plan. Okay, so here's my screen. So I'm going to put a prompt that I use using those guidelines. So I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt, and it will generate I'm going to fifth grade. So I'm going to use it for the fifth grade students. It's fifth grade science. And I'm going to click generate. So it's going to generate a plan for me, and it's going to make a fill in the blanks and the matching activities, and will give you the plan of how you can teach the. So if you click on the edit button over here, so you will get, so you are going to go to the edit, and you can go back to your lesson plan over here and see what you like, and you can add over there. For example, if you want to, there for about 5 questions. If you don't like a question, for example, uh, why does a cinder cone volcano have such a steep shape? You can change that. So which volcano would be most dangerous to live? Explain your thinking. So these are some of the answers over here. This is an activity you can change. It doesn't give you a picture. There's a letter fill in the blanks. You can change the number of things. So what I is going over different types of volcanoes. So you can, if you want, you can edit something. And for example, you can edit some of them. If you want, like in the activities, you can edit maybe one of the prompts, and we don't feel like we think that this is a little bit too much. You can edit this one over here, and you can just leave it to 3 questions. Depending on where your students are, you can say click save changes, and then you're going to choose a template. You can pick any template you like. So I can picking this one, and then I get a little lesson plan. It will be the background. At this time, if you have a prompt, if you then you can type your prompt in the AI lesson plan and see how it works. So here is all these different. So it created a whole lesson plan. I can go ahead, and if I want to change something, I can change it. And if I want to add something from my previous lesson, I can go ahead and do it. So there's a shorted out activity. If you don't want to have you can click on edit and see what that activity is. And you can, and if you don't want an activity, you can actually go ahead and you can actually delete this one. So you can you can do all of that. So super sort, you're going to go and edit it. So for example, if you want to have a picture of the lava, you can go to the image and you can select the image. Or if you have an image of it, you can add the image. So these are some of the changes that you can actually make. You can give it a background. So maybe this one, so you can add a background to it. Same thing with fill in the blanks. You can add you can change the title. So we can title it volcanoes. And if you want to change the background, you can. So, and I can click on finish editing. And it will be in my file. I can start new and it will be over here. I need to do the lesson. So this is the lesson. So does anyone have any questions? This time you can put your own prompts, and I'll just switch the slides and go over and do a little recap of what we need to, what I shared with you about. Okay, let me, oh, I'm going to start live again. So you can go ahead and can do, going to start this. Okay, so if you are doing this, let me check the progress about the lesson plan check-in. Okay, so once you are done, you can do this. So I'm switching it to the student. So you can go ahead and do the AI lesson plan check-in. Hi, 45%. Okay, so for question number 1, the main benefit is 52% people ask. Okay, and then so I'll just go back and review a little bit. Just giving a few minutes for this one, about 2 minutes. So I'll just briefly go over the answers for these. So for the first one, it creates a flexible starting point. The teachers can adapt, so that's an advantage. And you must enable the beta channel before you can access a lesson plan feature. The answer is false because it will be there. The only thing that won't be there will be the AI assist in the editing mode, in the edit lesson mode. So the teacher should always review and edit the plan to fit your students' needs. Does AI lesson plan give you pictures or diagrams in the plan? So the answer is, yeah, I know this is a little, this was a little confusing, and that's why I was actually doing a little check about the question number 2, that do you need a beta channel for the AI lesson plan? Right now you don't. And yeah, so see, and then, so AI lesson plan doesn't give you any pictures. Go to the next slide. this is a session recap. So you don't need Lumio beta for AI lesson in the library. You will need it to have AI assist in the editing mode. So like when I was editing the lesson that I created, I had AI assist. So for that, I need to have the beta channel on. The prompt for lesson plan needs to be specific to generate a good plan. AI, AI's Lumio doesn't generate images. It gives text, description of images. So this is what it does. I'm just going to actually, okay, you need to edit the lesson plan after AI generates it. Yes, and it always includes games, short art activities, and other Lumia assessments. I'm just going to go ahead and edit it really quick because I see I have a little mis taken here on this page. Okay, so after you have practiced, you can write some 3 facts that you learned or questions and your opinion. And like, you can also use this over here. You can use kind of the widgets from this. Yep, that's a good question. That's why it's at one of the meetings I had earlier with developers. I asked about that. It doesn't generate the image. It gives the picture, so it would be good. So that's a good thing for so because I also had the same question. So I told them that's true. You don't need beta. You can generate AI the lesson plan right from there. It's a good thing to have, and also it gives you some other resources that you can use. This is a shout it out, and you actually say you have for this question, so you actually have to put 3 prompts in there in the shout it out. So 3 categories, so you actually put the categories in the shout it out, and that's how uh, it comes out. And for shout it, I can also look at the video with the play button, so it will go over it step by step. Okay, so Lumio has built-in AI features and can generate a lot of material quickly for you. That's then to activate, yes, it's the time saving for teachers and doesn't replace the teacher, remove the purpose. That's true. You still may need to add some activities, and then again, yes, you can use it this to assist for differentiation. I've used it. And my students really got engaged with it, and especially it helped a lot in math. Okay, these are the AI engine company that's for the Lumio technical team, and I already mentioned it to the developer about this. Yeah, that's a great tool to use when you don't have a lot of time to plan and you want to do something different in any case. Okay, so thank you for all of your support, and I'm glad you attended the session. And so here's sources you can use on learning Lumio, and don't forget to sign up for Look with the Lumio Ambassador. It's a survey to complete us, so you can get your certificate, and we can become a Lumia ambassador. You can actually scan the QR code, and you can, and it will give you the form. You can do it on your cell phone, and you can use you can put my name in when it asks for the optional if for the referral. So
Yes. Thank you, Roshni. I have put, I'm sorry, my camera is not working, technology, of course, but I have put in the chat a link to a form. If you could fill out that link, it is a survey, and completing that survey will allow you to get your certificate of attendance. And so make sure that you fill that out in order to get that. Just like I mentioned in the chat earlier, you are going to get a recording from this session via email sometime early next week. And then, of course, there are more sessions coming up, but this is not the only day. And so I'm going to post in the chat right now just another link to the site with additional sessions that will be coming along. And then also, just to kind of reiterate from the beginning, we are doing a social media challenge. So please continue to, share anything on any of your social media accounts across today and tomorrow. Four winners will receive a $25 USD gift card of their choice. So, again, please share your insights, screenshots from the sessions, learnings, reactions from Lumia Palooza. And don't forget to use the hashtag Lumia Palooza 2026 as well. So, again, thank you, Roshni, for presenting on AI. I think, again, there's some people who are just kind of slowly dipping their toes in. So, this is a great introduction to be able to, share the AI feature that we do have to help teachers save some time to generate some of those lessons that you guys are going to need for the next school year. So, thank you, Roshni. Thank you for everyone for coming.
You know,
If you guys need anything else, please feel free to put it in the chat or questions that we can answer. And then that way, you guys can go ahead and head out to the next session. But yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit just to answer any questions. So we'll look for that in the chat if you're needing anything else.
you have anyone has any questions? Not need to be very specific, and there are lots of other AI tools, but with Lumio and with AI is actually another powerful tool you can use.
No, I thought it was great to be able to share prompts. I think with so much AI, I think the more specific you are in the ask of AI, the better the content that they're going to generate. So, depending on what your content area is or what grade levels you teach, if you include like your um, the objectives or maybe the state standards you guys have, that also kind of helps generate some good content in that way as well. Roshni, have you seen that was, served you some better content whenever you're kind of adding all those, state standards and things like that?
Yeah, so if you so you can add the state standards for the objective, so you'll have a really good output, and that's what you should be using. You can tweak it, but you have to be to use your state standards. So yeah, Miss Case is actually my coworker, and is really good with Lumio. So
Oh, thanks, Miss Gates.
so she is also, I encourage her to be the Lumio ambassador too. So does anyone need any question? Let me
Well, again, be on the lookout for all of your participation certifications coming to your email as well as the recordings. And again, please don't forget to fill out that form so that you can get the certificate for this session.
Ms. Kate had a question if she can drag a lesson plan in from her files on Lumio. Yes. Can copy and paste the lesson plan on computer. You can do that. Because actually I have done that too. So you can copy and paste some of the lesson plans and maybe and also the text into the prompt. So lesson plan into the Lumio lesson, and then the objectives and the text part in the prompt. Yes, you can. Yeah, that was good to hang. I kind of forgot about that. For importing the whole lesson plan, I was thinking more of copying and pasting like parts of the lesson. I've imported a lot of, not even the lesson plan, I've imported like assignment, like worksheets into Lumio. If you have Lumio beta, then you can edit the worksheets that you have actually imported, and even your lesson plans that you have imported in the Lumio, if you have Lumio beta. If you don't have Lumio beta, you cannot edit those. They will be just like pictures. So that's one difference when you have Lumio beta and you don't have Lumio beta.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. And thank you for joining from all over. I saw a lot of people from different areas and, of course, lots of Texas representatives. But thanks again for joining and be on the lookout for some emails from us in the future.